All right, guys. So two big pieces of news here. Donald Trump is leaving the hospital, and his press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany, has coronavirus. So there are a couple of relevant parts of the Kayleigh McEnany story that I'll tell you about in a second. First, update on Donald Trump. So he says that he is leaving Walter Reed Medical Center at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. That'll be in the middle of our live show. We'll give you updates on that. 5:30 is when our interviews start, and 6 o'clock is the Young Turks. So don't miss that live every night at 6 o'clock Eastern. Sean Sawaki just joined up as a supporter. Before I tell you the rest of the story, let me do what I usually do, which is tell you that this video is sponsored by two sets of folks. One is you guys. If you hit the join button below, you become a Young Turks member on YouTube. If you're not watching on YouTube, you can do tyt.com/join. You make this show possible, and we deeply appreciate it. And then our second sponsor is twostrongcoffee.com/tyt. That's about the only thing that Trump, I think, is not on in terms of medication. I'll give you an update on that a little bit later as well. So Two Strong Coffee is progressive, it's organic, it's fair trade, it gives money to progressive causes. It's unapologetic about it. It also gives money to Rebellion PAC, which just put out a tough ad against Trump because Joe Biden wouldn't. So check that out. All right, so now Trump is saying he's leaving the hospital even though he's on what they're calling a drug cocktail, including drugs that have never been taken together by any person. So I'll explain why in a different video and why that's potentially dangerous for Trump. Ethan Pond, thank you for using YouTube Super Chat. I appreciate it. And thank you for the kind note. So in terms of if it's a good idea, no, it's a terrible idea. I'll summarize that for you right now. For Trump, not for us, and for his health. So, look, I told you in the beginning, based on the treatment that he can get, based on the fact that medication has improved on coronavirus, and some physical evidence about the shape he's in. We don't have all of it, and his doctors continue lie to us because it's obvious that he's making them lie to us. He clearly has some sort of heart condition, but still, all that notwithstanding, I said in the beginning, I think he's got about a 98% chance of survival. And I've told you as I've done these updates throughout that he looks pretty good in the videos and the pictures. Now he's tweeting like a madman, and people are wondering if that's because of the drugs that he's on. No, he always tweets like a madman. I think we'll know Trump on steroids, literally, when we see it. And this ain't it. This is normal Trump. And yes, he put the lives of Secret Service in danger by doing that trip around the hospital yesterday. We'll talk more about that in the live show. But Abu Bamba, thank you for becoming a Young Turks member. We appreciate it. Super easy on YouTube. Just hit the join button below. It'll take you through different layers too. AJ Duenas, thanks for using YouTube Super Chat. But the bottom line is, because of the cocktail of drugs he's taken, and the one drug he's not taken, again, I'll explain that in later videos, I actually think he has, in a classic Trump style, and by leaving Walter Reed today, prematurely, every doctor on television and print is saying, why? If you're on those drugs, that means you're in a bad state. Why would you leave the hospital, especially if you're the president? That's crazy. Yeah, that's Donald Trump. And so he has, unfortunately, for the purpose of his health, increased his chances of having an adverse effect, to say the least. Okay? Gessler Farrat, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciated. Christopher Martin, thank you for becoming a member. And Rapid Burrito, what a fun name. Mad Cenk, Walter Beasy, this is all happening right now. Hector Hernandez is already a member, and so is Dane Black. Okay, when you're a member, you get the badges, and I could see that. So now on to Kayleigh McEnany. Kayleigh McEnany has coronavirus. A couple of different issues with this. She went and did a press conference at the White House on Thursday without a mask. Say it with me. Of course! Did that endanger the reporters and everybody else in the room? Of course it did. Chris Scroop, thank you, brother, for becoming a member. So she says, oh, I didn't know at the time that I might have had coronavirus. But this is what we've been telling you all along. Anybody might have it. You guys are constantly exposed. You keep going to indoor rallies and outdoor rallies with no mask. Everybody on Trump's team went to the debates indoors with no mask. So what do you mean you couldn't see it coming? That's preposterous. So she put the lives of everyone else in that room on the line and endangered it for optics. So, at the end of the day, we always wish them good health, and I do here as well. But they're playing with people's lives. I mean, we'll talk more about this in the 6 o'clock show too. Don't miss that every day. It's important. And by the way, guys, whenever we're live, whether it's this or the live show, please like and share the stream because it makes a big difference. And that way we get this progressive message and unbiased news out to as many people as possible. So Tom Cotton is now saying, he's a senator from Arkansas for the Republicans, he's saying, I don't care if the Republican senators are sick. If the Democrats do something like a quorum call, which is what I suggested over the weekend, we'll wheel in our 6 senators outside. We'll break quarantine to do it. I get a load of that irony. I'm pro-life. That's why I'm willing to kill you for it. Okay, so I tell you that story in this context because whether it's Kayleigh McEnany, Tom Cotton, or Donald Trump, they don't give a damn about your life. That's the ad the Rebellion PAC put out. When it affected you, the no mask, Kayleigh McEnany press, I don't care, you're the enemy of the state. I'll go on without a mask, etc. When it affects them, all of a sudden, oh my God, mask! Oh, protect yourself, right? If you want to check that out, rebellionpack.com. We'll put the link down below. We'll put it for twostrongcoffee.com/TYT, tyt.com/Joe. Always check the links. And oftentimes, especially with the main show, we will put articles that are related to the stories in the links. So check those out. So now I'm going to end, other than reading your guys' names, with one more set of quotes from Kayleigh McEnany, which you will find to be deliciously ironic in this case, okay? But first, let me read out the members who just joined before they leave the screen. All right. Sorry, here as I have touched the screen and adjusted a little bit. Gessler Farrat, Warren Wright just joined. Christopher Martin. I don't know if that's the same Chris Martin. Oh, I already told you guys about this. Chris Scroop. Jonathan McKinney, Waffles Giraffles. How is that for a hilarious and awesome name? Lucas Lamont, Amunga Banu, Timothy Big Tim Douglas. Big Tim's in the house. You crazy? How can we lose if we got Big Tim on our side? Chris Pope. We got the Pope on our side. Jonathan Cesare. I think I got to everybody. If I didn't, sorry. We love you, but I got to get to the last point. Oh, Tree Botke also just joined, and Ramon Heranis, thanks for using YouTube Super Chat, and sorry to all of you for butchering your names, especially with a name like Cenk Uygur. All right, last part. So Kayleigh McEnany was on Fox News a while back, but defending Donald Trump, of course. Alexander Schmidt, thank you. Accursed Hellspawn, hilarious name. Thank you for using YouTube Super Chat. Ramon Henares, now a member. Look at that. Love you guys. All right, so when she went on Fox News, she told the anchor, this president will always put Americans first and always protect American citizens. Quote, this is from Kayleigh McEnany, who now has coronavirus. We will not see diseases like coronavirus come here. Can I get an oops? So I know what some folks among Republicans who are hilarious and love being victims and pretend to be offended by everything while saying they should be allowed to offend others with their racism and bigotry and hatred will say, Cenk, how dare you? She has coronavirus, and you're pointing out what a hypocritical clown she is when she has it. Yeah, I am. Because she didn't care at all when you had coronavirus and over 200,000 Americans died. And she was willing to put out lies like coronavirus will not come here because of a heroic Donald Trump. He has it. She has it. How do you not point that out? And if you're in mainstream media and you're still playing patty cakes and you can't figure out how to tell the truth to your audience because you're so worried about being polite, having access to Republicans, civility, or whatever other code you have other than the truth, I'm not interested. The truth is she was wildly hypocritical, wrong, ridiculous, And now both her and Donald Trump have coronavirus. Jazzy Joe, thank you for the super chat. Lastly, she said in that interview, isn't it refreshing when contrasting it with the awful presidency of President Obama? So Obama couldn't handle infectious diseases, but Donald Trump is so great and wonderful, coronavirus won't even come here, she said. Well, it's here. 7 million cases, 200,000 dead, and now almost the entire Republican Party's higher echelon. The chair of the Republican Party has coronavirus. So does Kayleigh McEnany. So does Trump's campaign manager. So does Donald Trump. So does Melania Trump. So do 3 Republican senators. So do Chris Christie. And so does Kellyanne Conway. And I'm forgetting a whole bunch of them. So, look, if you live in Trump world, does any fact ever break through to you? They said that it wouldn't come here. Trump himself said 34 different times that it would go away. Sometimes saying that it would magically go away, miraculously go away, and that there would soon be no cases of coronavirus. He said it in March, he said it in April, he said it again in June, and then all the way in September he was talking about, oh, it's almost all over now. Well, maybe in another way. But now, the fact that he has it and almost all the top Republicans have it, has that broken through to any Republican like, oh, maybe we were wrong. Maybe it was wrong to downplay coronavirus. Maybe it's not that it's a no big deal. And on top of all these obvious things, now what does Donald Trump do? As he's making the wrong decision to leave the hospital, he says that now fighting coronavirus is basically going to be simple. In fact, guys, I'm going to go to the computer here. Give me 1 second because I want to read you his exact tweet because I think it's really dangerous. So hold. This is the problem with having the computer a little further away. He wrote, I will be leaving the great Walter Reed Medical Center today at 6:30 p.m. Feeling really good. And this is the dangerous part. Don't be afraid of COVID. Okay, look, you want to assure people, look, take precautions, but if you get it, don't panic. Trust your doctor. Let us, the medicines handle it, and we've gotten much better now, etc. That's one way of going. Another is, I just had coronavirus. Don't worry about it. Don't be afraid. Yes, just because you survived or might survive doesn't mean that everyone will. Even if it's as low as 2%, that means a ton of people are going to die if they're not careful. And you're basically telling them not to be careful. You're unbelievable. He's so dangerous to have as a person who's president right now in the middle of a pandemic. He said the other day, I covered this in a live, last thing I'll say is he said, hey man, I now know, this is one of the videos he did from the hospital, I now understand coronavirus a lot better. I learned it. He waited 8 months, arguably 10 months, until he got it to learn about coronavirus. And he said, I know so much now, I can't wait to share it with you. You should have learned before 200,000 dead Americans. Unreal. Okay, last members here, I don't want to miss anybody. Jarrett Gardner, Victory Rider, that's also an awesome name, and Clint Paul. You guys are the best. Hit the join button below to sign up. I'll see you guys again when I explain why Trump is being dangerous about his medication a little bit later in a live video. So don't go anywhere. Make sure you stay on youtube.com/TYT. James Hull, thank you for signing up. Heinrich Zimmerman, thank you. Chris Matthews signed up. I see your picture. I know you're a different Chris Matthews. And then, of course, a live show too. All right, guys, I'll see you soon.